What's going on, Mendezville? Tonight we have a special guest. We're going to be talking about some situations that I've been having here at the house. I think every homeowner should listen, and we're going to get all the information. No swindling. We need the truth. What's best for us? With us is Mr. Lupito Ontiveros. Welcome to the studio, Lupito Ontiveros. Here he is. There he is. How are you doing, Lupe?
Hey man, Mr. Mendez, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a while, right? How long have we been talking for already?
A few months, 2, 3 months trying to get this going,
Yeah.
but I still have who do I have? I went with Meraki. The Meraki team came in, and then they went through Solstice, and then for about the past year, I've had to pay my own electricity. I've gone to Magic Valley a few times. They told me that the panels are working; they're receiving electricity, but from my end, I'm having to pay the panels, the loan on the panels, plus I'm having to pay the electric bill from Magic Valley. So, but before we get into that and the why that's happening, how can you tell us about you work for Nevo, or how can you tell us about your background?
Yeah. So Nevo is a company that it's been around for about 2.5 years, 3 years, right?
Okay.
Originally it was called Solar City, back in like in 2013, 10 years ago. And you know who Elon Musk is, right?
Yeah.
So like around, I think it was 2019 or 2020,
Mm-hmm.
he bought Solar City from the
Mm,
CEO of Nevo, right? Which
really?
is John Frampton.
So John Frampton owned Solar City.
Yes, and he sold it to him. He
Okay.
retired. So for a whole year, this guy was living the life. I mean, but his kids noticed that he was missing like some sort of drive.
Right.
And so for a whole year, this guy was retired, but he decided to go back into the solar industry.
Yeah.
So even though he's been around for about 2.5 years, almost, that much or whatever, but the most important thing is that we come from, I guess you could say, a veteran, right?
Yeah.
In the industry, which is John Frampton. And I mean, we started off with like 200 people to 400 people to about almost 700 people. We've expanded to Oklahoma just this March. We also expanded to Arkansas by 2024. We want to be in Louisiana, and we also want to be, I think, in Idaho and Connecticut. I don't know what other
Right.
state, but I mean, it's it's something that you need to take into consideration. When Meraki changed their name, they changed their name to Socius because they kept screwing people over, which is a lot of companies that have been doing that, right? We didn't do it because we needed to. We did it because at the end of the day, it was Elon Musk, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's the same guy that ran that company. Imagine going with the company that got bought out once, that
Mm.
was created, right? The CEO,
Is the one that created the original
yes,
one.
the original one, and Elon Musk was the one that you know took liking to it, and it's not gonna happen again.
So then you're telling me right now that Nevo is owned by Elon Musk?
No,
No, he
he's
bought it.
owned by the same owner that Elon Musk bought
Oh, okay.
back when it was called Solar City.
Oh, I see.
So he was bored, man. He was
Yeah, I
bored, and
got
he
you.
realized that was his real passion. It's like you stop doing this podcast for about a year, and your family is like, "Hey, man, why don't you just start doing podcast again, Dad?" And then you're back at the same,
Yeah.
spot, being happy, doing what you love.
All right. So give us a rundown. Why? What do people need to know about solar companies and your service that you provide?
Sure, man. Now, right off the bat, you guys need to understand that the culture has a lot to do with this solar experience that's going on in the community, right?
Right. It's a lot of bad stories out there, bad experiences.
It's not like this everywhere, though. You go
Okay.
to Oklahoma, you go to California, you go to even Houston, Laredo, San Angelo, right? Austin. They're not facing the same dilemma that we are.
Mm.
Our culture has become our own worst enemy, and it's time to like put a stop to this because you're never gonna see a lawyer on TV, right, saying, if you went solar from this time to this time, call for your compensation.
Right.
I'll
Right.
fight for you
Right.
because it works. And just because you don't understand it, that doesn't mean that there's gonna be no one trying to take advantage. Like in every industry, there's good and bad apples, right?
Yeah.
If they, unfortunately, here in the valley, la misma raza, right, is the one that sometimes does it, but a lot of the times it's out of state companies.
Mm.
These out of state companies know that they could sell and run. Now that's one.
So let them run.
So they know that they could take advantage of the fact that, you know, we're very naive and ignorant. We're not stupid, but we're very naive and ignorant. And our mentality, not everybody, but most of us here,
Yeah.
it's about what's in it for us right away. This
Yeah.
stuff with the panels is not an instant return on investment.
Okay.
You need to understand that this is investment. It's the key word here is investment. Expect to see a return on investment within 2 to 3 years.
Okay, so
Majority of the time.
So if I buy panels from you, for, let's take the number that I spent with Meraki, 40,000, right? For the total amount of panels. Maybe there's more panels, maybe less panels, who knows? So I buy them from you. What are the numbers I'm looking at?
So $40,000.
It's a loan. It's a loan that I'm purchasing from Allies. Everybody goes with Ally, right?
No.
For the most part.
Who's Ally?
The finance company, yeah.
So Good Leap is the one that
you guys. Good Leap. They got bought out or whatever. Either way, there's a finance company because nobody really buys solar panels in full.
One thing that you need to know is that the financing company is not the same as the contractor, the salesman. A lot of people think that they're one and the same. Meraki got paid already.
Right. So if I buy the panels from you, they pay you.
We get paid.
Now I owe them.
Yes, but the only
it's like a car.
Of course, but
it's like a car. Okay.
With us is that we're actually going to follow through with our warranty. Now, not all companies are salesmen and installers. We're a one-stop shop. These companies, some of them don't even have the license to install. So what they do is that they have to subcontract an installer, and now you're in a bigger rut because at the end of the day, if something was to happen, they can't, I guess you could say, promise a real warranty where you could like definitely, take advantage of. If something was to happen to the equipment, they might tell you, right? If they subcontracted, they might tell you, we'll talk to the installer. Call the installer.
I'm going through that right now.
And you over here like, I thought you guys were the installers.
Because right now I have to call, Meraki, I have to call Socius. And then Socius, there's someone else that has to come and mess around with my panel back there next to my meter.
I fixed so many systems.
That it's from Meraki, 2G to 3G or something like that. I need a new part. I'm like, but I bought it from you. Now you installed it, and now you have to come fix it.
They have to follow through with the warranty. So that's what I've been doing a lot of the times.
But with you, it's all one stop.
Yes, it's a one stop. What's cool about us is that recently, because we just went back to selling solar and installing. The company's freshly new, but with veteran solar titans that from in this industry, right? So these guys created 7 titles recently.
Who?
Nevo, yeah, they created 7 titles to help within. I think it was like about around March. They created 7 titles so that they could help I guess you could say the behind the scenes part of it, like the customer service part,
right?
Because the experience starts when we sell you.
Yeah.
Right. So what ends up happening is that a lot of these companies like Meraki, you're having issues with their customer service, right?
Okay.
They're not being prompt. They're not being, I guess you could say, available, organized. So you're confused.
Yeah.
With us, you're going to get a smooth sailing because our job is to grab you by the hand and just help you walk to the other side, right? By us taking care of the whole permitting department, part of it, us setting up the inspection, project manager wise, we're the ones that are going to lift the finger. You're not going to do anything.
Right.
And it has a lot to do with the warranty. If something was to break, we have to follow through with it because that's what you guys signed up for. That's the insurance part of it.
So let's go back to, I guess most homeowners want to know, I purchased the panels from you. We sign a contract. There's a loan. The finance company pays you guys for the panels that you're going to install. I have to pay them. So monthly payment, I pay them. You come in and install. What are we looking at numbers wise?
Okay, so me when I go to a house, this is like you asking me, how much is it? Well, every home is different. It could be a 1,200 square foot home, but there's 10.
Let's take my home for example. Let's take 40,000 because mine was about 40,000.
40,000. What was the interest rate that you got?
Okay, so we have to take the interest rate into consideration.
at the end of the day, it was 2-3 years ago, bro. If it was a year ago, it was 1.49 the interest rate, 40,000.
What is it right now?
Right now, it's at a 4.49 for us at a 25-year levelized.
4.49.
4.49. Yes.
For 25 years.
Yes.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So,
I mean, 1.4 is a lot better, right?
Of course. Yeah. But it's like planting a tree. When's the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago. When's the next best time to plant a tree? Right now. Why are you going to wait? Right. So, I mean, the longer people wait and they keep saying, you know, I'm going to wait for better technology. In 1981, they installed panels on the International Space Station and they barely removed them. I don't know if it was 2014 or 2016, but those panels were still good to go. The only thing is that they put some new ones. So imagine the newer stuff that has a 50-year lifespan, which I'm predicting that even after 70 years, we sign up today, we install them today.
And what's the warranty?
The warranty for us, we have 2 warranties. We have the roofing penetration warranty, which most of the companies won't offer.
Okay.
Which is, you know, if I put panels in the front of your house right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And the conduit where the railing is, right? We got to drill holes. We have to, so that way the panels, you know, are secured. But if water starts going into the bones of the house, that's where we go in. Now, if we didn't install no panels in the back part of the house of the back array, right?
Yeah.
But there's a hole there and the water's going through it. We can't cover you with that because there's no panels there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And of course, also the manufacturer warranty, which is the same thing as, you know, if anything was to happen to us, then you get the manufacturer warranty. You got a workmanship warranty.
They fix it or whatever it might
on
be.
The equipment, yeah.
The equipment.
Yeah. So a lot of companies offer that. But what's crazy about these other companies that are under so much litigation is that if they go bankrupt, you could say goodbye to that roofing penetration warranty because they no longer are in service.
Yeah.
Right? So with us, you don't have that problem because we know where we want to be. We're actually growing as a company. Now, I'm not going to say that we haven't had issues. Hey, I can't control what every solar rep from Houston or from Oklahoma does, right? But para una todos se lo llevan, ¿verdad?
Right.
And it's the same thing when I go to a door. We're starting to get treated because of the experiences going on here, like
people
second,
talk.
third class citizens,
and people talk.
And my thing is this: you go to I don't know, you go to Target, you have a bad experience. Does that mean that all Targets are bad?
Yeah.
Does it mean that all Targets are bad? No.
No, it doesn't.
Unfortunately, here in the Valley, that's the biggest issue is that our culture, they could hear 3 good things, right? Which is, you know, rare to say about solar, right? But they could hear 1 or 2, 3 good things. But if they hear the very first bad thing,
right.
And I always tell people, you know, when I knock on the door, hey, what's holding you guys from going solar? No, pues my prima, she had a bad experience. Está pagando doble. Well, what's the name of the company? Pues no sé.
So why should people go solar? We were talking a lot.
No.
And you still haven't told me why people should go solar.
You want to own your electricity at the end of the year. Okay. You want to stop inflation eventually, but don't expect to see it right away. Now, this is just like a vehicle. You could pay it off. If I go, today is, I don't know, July 27th, right? 2023. I'm going to go back to a year. I'm going to tap the meter, right, with AEP. I'm going to go back to 1 year. I'm going to go to
July. You check how much I used
consumption-wise, right? I'm going to go back to July. Now, this is AEP. For Magic Valley, I kind of have to look at all your light bills.
Right.
So it'll tell me, and I'll just add them up. Simple. I don't want the round off. I don't want the estimate. I don't even care what you're paying. What I care about is your kilowatt consumption. This is a college course, guys. So please listen to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what they
That's why you're here.
This is what they didn't do to you.
That's why you're here.
When I go in there, I always tell them, let me at least give you the mini college course. And I'm gonna explain to you the little mini college course so that way everybody can know. We tap the meter, okay? Say if it's with AEP. Okay, Magic Valley, it's a little bit more different. If it's July 29th, 2023, I'm gonna go back. If it's July 28th, 2023, I'm gonna go back to July 29th, 2022.
The whole
and
year.
If it's 15,322 kilowatts, then 15,322 kilowatt hours, right?
Right.
Is what is telling me that is 100% of your offset. That's a solar terminology, an offset. I found out your offset. I found out what your offset is. 100% equals, right, of what you consumed in 1 year in a 1 year basis, 15,322 kilowatts.
Okay.
So in order for this to work, and this is something, a little formula that the company and I have barely not figured out, but we've known that this was going to happen. These buybacks, unfortunately, you have Magic Valley. We can't switch you to a solar friendly electric company.
Yeah.
Right. You have to stay with Magic Valley.
Yes.
And they're not 100% solar, just so you know. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll explain that later. But if you're with AEP, we could switch you to a solar friendly electric company. That's a buyback program. And as experts, we have to recommend the best one. We don't work for these electricity companies, these solar friendly electricity companies. But as an expert, we have to recommend the best fit of what's on right now, what's going on right now in the market. So now this is my thing. What they did to you and why you're having a light bill, not just the $23.25 that of service fee that you were supposed to
That's
pay.
what I have. I have a service
right?
fee.
What are you really paying right now in electricity?
The full electric bill.
Full electric bill. So this is what they end up doing. Now,
Something's wrong. Some piece of equipment hasn't gotten fixed back there.
but it's already been a year, right?
Yeah.
Why haven't they fixed it? Because the company does not care about you. The company knows that they could sell and run. At the end of the day, once they screwed up, that's it. Like, that's how they train their people. Because there's so many disclaimers in those 50-page contracts that you signed. The disclaimer after disclaimer after disclaimer. So my thing is this. What they did to you is, do you think it's fair if I sell you 11,300 kilowatts? That's all the panels.
That's what I need. I don't know.
No,
You tell me.
That's not 100%.
Is that what I need?
No. That's not 100%.
No, I want to. Okay, so you're asking me. The obvious answer is if it's not 100%, then no.
Yeah, you want it to be over though. I ran a subcontracting company from 2017 to 2020. Okay, and they would hire us to do labor majority of the time, right, for roofing. But when they would make us buy the material, which means turnkey, we always need an 8 to 12% waste, just in case my best guy has a bad day.
Right.
Takes that off and he grabs from the waste, right, just in case.
Yeah.
Or if the dumb one keeps messing up, then he grabs right from the waste and uses it. It's always better to have more than less.
Yes.
So what I do is I give you 120 to 130% offset, and I include foam insulation at the same time. Foam insulation is going to reduce 20 to 30%. So if I give you a 16 to 18 month formula, there's no way that you will be receiving a light bill for AEP, right? You will still
for Magic Valley. I have to service you. That's no matter what.
Valley, yeah, but it's still a big flex to let people know.
Yeah.
Right. That $23, $25, because you can win the lottery a week later. You pay the panels off, and if I give you the system, you can still show off and tell your neighbors, "Hey, I'm only paying $23, $25."
Right, which was happening in my first 6 months with the solar panels until whatever network went off or something happened.
Yeah,
I don't know the correct terminology.
I can help you with that. Yeah, in the future, because I fix so many systems, man. And
so then you go 100% offset or 120% offset
to 130%. Okay, and then I throw in the foam insulation.
Okay,
which is going to reduce anywhere from 20 to 30% of your consumption.
Right, and that's billed in the loan that I'm going to pay.
Nothing's free in this world, of course.
Nothing's free, yeah.
Yeah, and I have to be very transparent. And
so I'm paying for the panels plus the foam.
Yes. Now this is one thing that.
But can I say I don't want the foam? It's not in your best interest,
I'm gonna
have
to give you more panels, and it's more expensive to do that. The foam, I know for a fact that it's gonna do its job, and it's a little less inexpensive, to the point where I could make sure that it's a lower monthly payment.
So the kilowatts that you're gonna, from the kilowatts you saw, like let's say the 15,000 you mentioned.
Yeah, and do the math.
No, just the 15,000 you mentioned with the foam insulation and the 100% offset. So with the insulation is gonna be less. I don't need that many solar panels to cover 15,000. Is that correct?
No. 15,322 kilowatts is 100%.
This is the example, guys. 15,322 kilowatts. So you're gonna sell me that amount of panels
and an extra 20 to 30%.
But you're selling me the insulation
I'm selling you a foam. I need to give you a 16 to 18 month formula. I need to give you anywhere from an extra. Right now it's 12 months, right? That's 12 months.
Yes.
So now I'm throwing into every year 4 months, right? 5 months, 6 months.
Okay.
Because life happens. You have a baby right now. You have your wife's pregnant. What is going to happen when she has a baby? Babies are going to grow up to consume energy. They're going to be watching Disney Channel so that they can be playing video games. Life happens. It's 20, 25 years. Take that into consideration.
Okay.
You might add to the house in the future, right? You're going to have to do some electrical work in the walls because now there's more consumption, right? At the same time, life happens, emergencies happen. One of your family members' house burns down, and 3, 4 people have to come and live with you for about a year or two. What if your daughter, she doesn't graduate? Now, I'm not trying to get personal here, and she ends up, moving in with her husband here, right? And now there's
Just
a
different
big,
scenarios. Different
exactly.
scenarios.
So what you need
So
to
let's
be
say we go
prepared.
with it. Okay, we go with the
Yeah.
15,000, the 25% offset, the insulation,
Yes.
all those things. Now what?
Now you get this. Now AEP homeowners, right? This is the only way that we can follow through with our promise. This customer here, right off the bat, within like about the first 2, 3 months, and the season that he also got his panels turned on, right? Right now he's on a negative 200, negative 300 light bill. It's not really a light bill because it's a credit.
Right.
So this is AEP. We switched them to a solar-friendly electric company.
So
a
they get
buyback
credit.
program.
They get credit.
And that's the only way we
I don't
can
get
follow
credited.
through. Yeah.
I don't
So
get credited.
now for you, it's very different. There's no reason for me to give you extra panels because you can't receive credits.
Right.
So the most we could offer you is somewhere between 108% to 110 and throw in the foam. But I'm going to tell you right now, during the summer, conserve electricity.
No.
It doesn't make sense
It's
to.
not gonna
That's why
happen.
we.
It's not gonna happen.
That's why we as exactly.
It's
That's
not
why
gonna happen.
we as professionals, right, need to recognize that not every house is worth it.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm going to an area and I'm canvassing an area, I'm looking at the meter. If the meter's has a black stripe, I know it's Magic Valley and I'm turning away. There's no way that I'm gonna do it until I 1000% find out that Magic Valley has gone 100% solar. They haven't yet. They haven't. Now, because you guys don't receive credits, it doesn't make sense financially for you guys to do it. You're never gonna see the benefits like AEP homeowners.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be on a negative utility statement between a credit number between like negative $100 to the negative $300.
Yeah.
So AEP are the ones that are actually taking advantage
Of those solar systems, of the solar system, of the solar panel that we have.
of
So
the buyback programs. Yes.
So then we talk about all that. Now what? The panels are up. Now the panels are up. Now monthly, what am I paying? I'm paying the solar panels back or the solar panel loan, correct?
You're paying the monthly. There's no down payment when it comes to this stuff. Though
Right.
You're only going to be
Right.
paying
But monthly.
It's still a bill replacement program. But I tell all my customers, if you're thinking about right now, then you don't understand. You don't see the bigger picture.
No. Hold on. Don't go there yet. Hold on. I'm just asking. I'm just because this is what rubs people the wrong way. I'm just asking you a simple question. Any customer buys the panels, they've been installed, they cover all the electric bill.
Yeah.
So now I'm not even asking a number, just monthly. I'm paying. The electric bill is going to be covered by the solar panels, correct?
So this is the thing. You're not going to get an electric bill. You're going to get a negative utility statement. The monthly payment that you're asking about in solar, that has a lot to do with how much square footage there was in the home, because the foam there's a foam. If it's 1,200 square foot home, then guess what? It's going to be way cheaper for us to do the foam because it's a little house. But if it's a 2,500 square foot home,
right? I guess so. My question would be,
I can't give you a specific number.
Okay. My question is not how much. We're not looking at the figure. I guess I gotta get my question better. So, out of my pocket, where's my money going to?
Oh, it's going to the financing company.
To the financing company. Simple.
Yeah.
Every month I'm gonna pay but no more electric bill.
Yes. And the only way to do it correctly is to have a safe cushion
as
credits, because what happens is during the summer for AEP homeowners, you want to make sure that those panels are overproducing. You want to make sure that you got a system that's overproducing.
So here's the deal. When people talk to me about solar panels and they just want to get you, and everybody has their perspective from, well, I don't want the foam installation because I'm paying for it. I don't want to pay for it. In the long run of 25 years, it's not that expensive when you're paying that loan. It's like $50 a month extra, no big deal. But what I try to tell people, when I made my deal and I was very naive or ignorant, I didn't know about the quality. And that's what I want to talk to you about. the quality of panels, what makes the panels I have,
Okay.
what makes your panels better. But hold on. What I want to let people know is they really worked, because for 8 to 9 months, I was paying a service fee and that's it.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. I was paying like $180 or whatever it was. I was paying a lot less than my normal average electric bill.
Yeah.
I was. I mean, credit where credit is due. I was saving $40, $60 a month, but instead of paying the electric company, I was paying the finance company that put the panels up there, or who helped me purchase the panels. So it really was a positive for our budget. I was saving $50, $70, $80 a month. Then that happened. And then you talked to me about quality of panels. Can you talk to me about quality of panels?
I'm curious to what happened to you. Now, I don't know if Magic Valley does this, but like sometimes
it's a piece. It's a piece of
like the modem.
No, it's a
gateway thing.
Something's on the back. They need to come in and just replace it for the communication or something like that. I just don't know the wording.
I think it's the gateway modem.
Probably
the gateway modem. So a technician needs to stop by. You need to disconnect the Wi-Fi. Maybe your cell phone is the one that's connected to the Wi-Fi, and what they end up doing is they just have to submit the IP address and maybe do really switch it and switch out this whole.
They got to switch in and take it off and put the new one in. That's all they got to do.
That's it. I don't know why they're taking so long. That's part of the warranty. Because if you're already going through that, bro, I've had customers that where I give them about like 110%. I give them foam. All I tell them is, say, just so you know, you might get like a little $30 light bill during the summer. But some of them, and I left it at the house, $1. Okay. They're paying $24, $25.
Yeah, it's way better than $300, $400 that some people are paying now. To me, solar is the way to go, because 20 years from now, you're not paying electricity anymore.
Yeah,
you're just not.
Yeah,
because
you have an end date.
You have an end date. To where if you don't get the panels, you will keep paying.
Equipment.
Now, some people say, well, yeah, but what about the warranty? Those panels aren't going to last 25 years.
Oh.
And I'm like, well,
what happens when you buy a house and a window breaks and you paid it off?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right? You have to, if you paid the house off in 20 years and the window breaks, what do you have to do? You have to pay to replace that window.
Right. So
if a solar panel is $1,000 right now, what is it going to be? The specific ones that we're using right now.
Right.
Right.
So then if something breaks in 20 years, I have to pay for it. Yeah. I have to replace it.
The warranty's done. But you had insurance for 20, 25 years.
Right. So in 20, 22 years, it breaks. Hey, get the new one in. No big deal.
And imagine if it's $1,000 right now to replace one.
Yeah.
But you have warranty, so you don't got to worry about that.
So
it might be less.
The reason I bring that up is because over the course of time, when I've been talking to people, that's one of the big arguments is like, well, in 25 years, something happens, I have to pay out of pocket. And now, for some odd reason, they say, well, it's not in my best interest. I'm like, yeah, but they're not all going to go out.
Yeah.
They're not all going to go out.
They're not going to go out. So that's why you have the monitoring app, right?
Yeah.
Because the monitoring app is going to tell you, and you're going to find out if there's any shade hitting it. Because you're going to find out. You're going to be able to just go outside during the day and see if there's shade on any of them. Okay?
You can tell right away, yeah.
Exactly. But if one of them is starting to, if you see that the rest are, I don't know, consuming a specific number every day and every month, right? The rest of them. But there's always one that's just not getting the same number.
Yeah.
Then kilowatt hour, megawatt, right? Watt itself. You could actually call the company and they could send you, through the warranty, a technician to go look at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to switch it out. Something's going on. Anything might be shipped from the manufacturer as a lemon. You never know. Anything
you never know.
Break. Yeah, something happened along the way, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't just properly put together. So that's where the warranty comes into play. So my thing is this: there's two type of equipment that we're using, and the best one right now is microinverter.
Microinverter.
Yes.
That's a big word. Make sure you guys watching microinverter. Okay.
And even recently in the last year and a half, I've been seeing that.
And that's what the panel and plus something that's attached to it.
No. So the microinverter, the reason why it's micro is because the panels, they will individually have their own little computer, which is the microinverter. That's
what it is. The inverter.
Yeah.
My inverter's messed up.
So that's why I need to take a look at the equipment. So now I'm going to talk about string inverters.
Microinverter, okay. And what?
String inverters.
String inverters.
Yeah. So string inverters are it's one and one. They're different.
Okay.
Okay, string inverter is a little bit more outdated. It's not what the, I guess you could say, a reputable company is using now. Competitive,
Yeah.
like
If they're
the
using a
best
string
company.
inverter, don't go with it.
Yes. So this is
If they're
why
using a string inverter, don't go with
I
it.
call it the Christmas lights of inverters.
Okay.
What happens when one of the little lights starts
They're all
flickering
out.
They all start getting weakened.
Yeah.
They're just as efficient as the weakest link.
Right.
So if the string inverter, if one of them was to get shade on it, they're all connected. The rest are gonna be just not cost efficient at all. Everything's gonna be seen. It's gonna seem like if if you made a bad investment.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Right. But the thing about it is that it's new. Right. It's coming from an unopened box. Right.
Right.
But majority of the time, for every 10 15 panels, you need an extra inverter.
Yeah.
Solar Edge is not. It's not all that. Right. It's a Israeli inverter. It's old, outdated equipment, man.
What's the difference?
So that's the thing.
They're string inverters?
The string inverters, if shade gets on it, boom. But a micro has its own little.
So every panel has its own inverter.
The micros.
The micro inverter.
The micros. So
Okay.
if one of them was to get shade, because they're not connected, right? They're not
Okay.
all
Right.
on a string.
Yeah.
Right? Then guess what ends up happening? You're going to be good because nothing bad is going to happen because the rest are still working properly.
I see.
And all you gotta do is trim the tree, or if one of them was to come broken,
It doesn't affect the rest.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the rest because they have their own micro.
Is that the best panel available in the market right now?
So it's not the panel, it's the inverter.
The inverter.
Yeah, the inverter is what's as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about Duracell, and this is one of the reasons why you want to talk to somebody from Nevo. We just went into a partnership with Duracell for their micro inverters, but instead of getting a panel and your own inverter, now you get a panel and you get 2 Duracell micro inverters.
A panel and each panel has its
2 Duracell micro inverters.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're the only company in the United States that actually has gone into a partnership with them.
Nice.
And it's
that's,
Duracell.
That's
man.
a good thing, right?
You know Duracell, right?
Yeah, the battery company.
Yeah. So
they know
this
something.
isn't a battery. This is a micro inverter.
Right,
so
but they mess around with the electricity and or
yes,
current or whatever it might be. Right.
Yeah. And what's cool about going with us, because we use Duracell, right? Input and output have a lot to do with it. If I tell you that the panels that you got right now are 400-watt panels, right? That's what they're gonna produce. But in reality, the input and the output, by the time the electricity or the power, right, goes into your home, you're only gonna get about an actual wattage of 360. So you're not getting 400, but not with us. That's just without the Duracell. But with Duracell, it's a guaranteed chance that you're going to get 400 watts for each panel. That makes sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like this.
The panel's going to work.
It's like this. Right now, the home is at 100% input. Boom. By the time it steps to the power plant, whatever, steps to the transformers, steps to the transmission substation, distribution substation, transformer. By the time it gets to your house, you're getting 58% of what was input.
With what? Output. That's with what?
Electricity. This is just electricity. This is just how the grid works.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, the electricity from the power plant.
Yes, I'm talking about like an input,
output.
So the Duracell batteries, the Duracell microinverters help sustain, right, the actual 100% input,
Interesting.
As output.
Yeah. Now you don't struggle as much.
Yes. So you're getting more money. You're getting more usage. You're getting more power. Not more usage, more production. So, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I wrote a 3-page report last week. Nobody told me to do this.
Okay.
Right. And it's about how our culture has become our own worst enemy, kind of like how.
Yeah.
And in the 3-page report, I mentioned, my goal when I go into a house, I literally I'm begging people, look, if I don't get to you, somebody else is going to get to you. I'm going to offer you something at the end, but I'm not going to force you to sign up for anything. Because if I die the next day, guess what's going to happen? You'll be able to defend yourself. You're going to be an expert. You're going to understand older terminology. We're going to talk to you about old equipment compared to new equipment, which is just what we did right now.
Yeah. See, I wish I would have known this.
You're going to
for people to talk about the equipment.
Yes. And they need to go into detail because this is 20-25 years. And at the same time, they need to tell you why those people are having issues, right? They
Yeah.
need to tell you your yearly kilowatt consumption, and they need to tell you what the whole system is going to produce, how many panels you need. Now, me, I like to ask people, right? Like how I asked you, are you gonna have kids? Do you have kids? Yeah. Are you gonna add to the? Is this your forever home? Yeah. If they tell me that they're gonna sell their house in a month or in a year, then what I'm gonna do is simple. I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? This isn't a good fit for you.
Right.
There's no reason for me to make them sign up for this, because once you sign up, you know, and I know that you're gonna move in a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to do this. Now I'm just being one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what these bad guys do is that they don't take into consideration that it's 20, 25 years. They know, but they don't care. They're just thinking about the money. Do you think it's fair if I sell you 70% of the 15,322 kilowatts? Right?
No.
But this is the thing. I added up all your light bills, right? You have where is it? It's right here. Right?
Okay.
If I add up your light bills and I get an average of $200, sometimes you pay more, sometimes you pay less. Which, to be honest, I don't care what you guys are paying.
Right.
It's really about the kilowatt hour consumption in a year, okay? But they're gonna go off like this. They're gonna choose charisma over character. If I find out that you're averaging $200,
Okay.
and then I tell you, okay, well, this is what you're paying. That's what you're gonna be paying us in solar. And you're gonna tell me, well, it doesn't make sense for me to do it because I'm already paying that. What would you like to pay? What would you like to pay? Well, so if you could leave me like at $80, $100, then I'll do it. If you could leave me between 100 to 150 to 130, 150, I'll do it. Okay. So what they end up doing is this. First of all, you didn't even know that when they were giving you this price of $200 a month, they already knew that you consumed 15,322.
They already knew that,
but they didn't tell you. But what's going on is that payment and the panels that they have is only covering 11,200 kilowatts.
No, pues no.
So then guess what? So then now you want to pay 100 to 150. So now they're like, okay. And what they end up offering you is $130 payment. So they were already offering you 60%. Let's just say that, right?
So they know
So
the
now
presentation.
what they end up doing is look, this is what they end up doing. They start taking off more panels, right? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So that they could get to the 130, right? Between 100 to 150. So now you're at 40%.
That doesn't help me.
Now you're at 6,000 and some kilowatts that the whole solar panel is gonna produce. No matter what, that's what it's gonna produce every year. But you're over here like, man, hell yeah, because you have a very valley cultured mindset about instant savings. Oh, yeah. But guess what? The guy also offered a free roof.
Yeah.
And he also offered a $3,000 sign-up bonus. Oh, so now I'm getting money, right?
And we're paying it at the back end.
That's included, but at the same time, in order for him to include the roof and the $3,000, which was not free to begin with.
Right, nothing's free.
Right, nothing's free in this world. So that's why they took off panels. But what if, and I have so many testimonies right here on my phone and so many people, maybe I could do something with that in the future, right? Start a podcast or something, or create a YouTube channel. But what if I sold you 25% of the 15,000? Right? That's what ends up happening to some people, but they got a roof.
Yeah.
And they got $3,000.
Yeah.
And they're wondering why they're paying twice as much, even though the last time they averaged 130 was probably 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, right?
Right.
So this is the thing. When you start getting that light bill, now you're paying $200 every month for solar, which is now a long-term inconvenience that you can't get out of.
Right.
And you're mad because you can't find the guy that freaking sold it to you.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? There's another coach here in the district that we got him at the same time, and he just pissed like, dude, what's going on? And I wish I would have known a bit about these string inverters and converters or micro inverters, because I would have rather had this micro inverter stuff.
And it's like promising you a John Deere tractor, right? 2023, but instead you get a Coyote 2011. Now it's new, it's never been used, but it's not going to perform. Right. But you're over here uneducated on equipment, uneducated.
I think that's the
quality.
biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing.
That's
knowing
why,
the equipment.
Now, when I go into a house, this is me. Now, this is a 4% increase rate, right? It's usually between 4% to 7% increase rate, right? This graph that I have right here, this chart.
Yeah.
In the last year and a half, we actually broke records. All right. We're in the double digits for the first time. We're at a 12 to 14% increase.
Nice.
So this is a 4%.
Okay.
This is if the inflation only stayed at 4% for the next 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
So if I find out that you're averaging $200 now, me personally, I don't care what you're paying.
Right.
I care about the kilowatt.
That's what you want. Cover
Kilowatt
the
hours.
Kilowatts.
Yes.
Just cover the kilowatts.
Yo quiero,
I don't want to pay anything.
Yes.
I don't want to pay anything.
So then this is the only way it's going to work and how I'm going to follow through with my promise. If you're averaging $200, I know for a fact that I'm also throwing in foam insulation, right? Maybe you need a roof. Let's just say you don't need a roof in this scenario, okay? Me personally, I like to throw in the foam. Why? Because it's cheaper, right? I want to keep it between that 16 to 18-month formula. So I already know for a fact that I'm throwing in the foam, right? But I have you right now at 253 or 263. That's what I have you at right now.
Mm.
And you're like, well, I thought I was going to save money. I'm like, ma'am, this isn't about saving. This is an investment, right? You need to understand that eventually, if in 2-3 years the light bill comes in, you didn't go solar. What happens if the light bill comes in at $500? What are you going to do? What would you do if the light bill came in at $500?
You have to pay it.
You have to pay it, right?
You have to pay it.
You are at the will of the electricity company. And what they say, goes. You want to keep paying for electricity. You're playing Russian roulette every time you get a light bill. So this is my thing. 253, what was it again? 263. All right, is what I'm giving you right now. And I tell everybody, I'm not the most inexpensive, but I'm telling you right now, it's quality over quantity. If you understand what I'm trying to do, and
now I do.
So,
now I do because
right?
I guess
What
I
were
got
you paying
sold some
before?
cheap ass.
What were you paying before you ever went solar? Honestly,
I don't know, 250, 300.
350. But what did they say?
Well, see, the reason I went solar was because I was gonna be paying less no matter what. So if I'm paying 250, 300, whatever it was,
at the time with the interest rate,
I was gonna pay less. I was gonna pay less.
Oh yeah, dude.
I was gonna pay less.
Yeah.
So I said, well, it doesn't make sense. Why? I mean, I might as well pay you.
No.
I'm gonna pay less. Like I told you, I was saving $60 to $80 a month.
No.
I was paying $60 to $80 less. But for the past year, they never came in. Maybe the communication, I don't know, but I haven't been able to fix this inverter thing that you're telling me about.
Yell at them when you call?
No. Hey guys, what's going on? They even we had to call associates. They gave me $200 once.
What I do is, this is a scenario that I like to use because a lot of homeowners are like, no, they see me as the bad guy just because I work in this industry, and it really sucks, right? It really sucks because sometimes.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it sucks because I'm like, dude, like I'm trying to help you. So you're my little brother in the playground, getting bullied.
Yeah.
But the bully sees your big brother, right? Me. And when the bully sees the big brother, guess what the bully does to you, right? They put your cap back on, they remove the dirt, they adjust your shirt. Hey, you all right? They give you your lollipop back, they give you your toy, they pat you on the back. They're like, we're all good.
Yeah.
Because right now you can't defend yourself. But if I go in there and I educate you,
now they can't swindle me.
Oh crap, they're onto us.
Yeah.
So what they're gonna do is they're gonna come over here and they're gonna be like, oh, let's fix it.
Yeah.
And I fix so many systems, and I call it the friendly mechanic experience.
Yeah.
Right. You have a shitty mechanic or a stranger of a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
More than likely, you're gonna get screwed. Maybe it was just something that was very inexpensive, but they're still gonna charge you an arm and a leg because you don't know nothing. Let's just say you don't know nothing about mechanics.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about mechanics, so you got to take their word for it. But a friendly family mechanic, he's not going to go straight to the engine, to the most expensive part. He's going to start with the fuse. He might even have a fuse right here in his pocket.
Yeah.
Switch. Boom. Turns on. Fixed. I tell everybody, if I see that I have to sell you more panels, I'm going to offer them. But if I see that you're just with the wrong buyback, with the wrong solar-friendly electric company, right? Then I'm going to tell you, hey,
you need to switch companies.
Yes, you need to switch companies because you're overproducing.
Because there's companies that buy or that pay you. They give you credit.
Yes.
So if I produce, let's just say you produce 10,000, you only use 8,000. Those 2,000 kilowatts, you have credit.
Yes.
They pay you, or it's just credit.
So at the end of the year, some
pay you, give you a check,
allow you to collect. And as a matter of fact, one of the companies right now, the solar-friendly electric companies, the buyback programs, is Octopus Energy. Octopus is allowing you guys, right, to collect after $50, no matter what, no matter when. So if you're like at $200,
you can buy it.
Or if you're at like at $50, you can collect that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
and
good to know.
And you don't have to wait to the end of the year.
Nice.
But this is the thing about the other buyback programs, right? these solar experts, right, like that don't know exactly what they're doing, that don't keep up with the latest best buyback program, they're just going to keep recommending one.
Right.
But what if that one
You gotta
is
be
now a
informed.
third string? Do you think it's a good idea if I offer you with a third string or the fifth string best or right?
Yeah.
Buyback?
No.
Because do you think it's fair if you overproduce but you're still getting a light bill? And because you don't know how to read your light bill, because they don't educate you like the way that I do, you're over here like, well, I'm overproducing, but like I'm consuming. Well, guess what? They're charging you at 9 cents for every kilowatt that you're consuming, but you're overproducing, but they're only paying you 1 cent.
No, but that's not cool.
So you have to multiply that times 9 just to break even, and you'll probably still even end up paying the TDU, the delivery fee.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Kind of like me in the service fee.
Yeah, exactly. So then what I tell people is, ma'am, you're with the third string. Ma'am, you're with the fifth string. And that's the friendly mechanic.
And how about this? So how do people find that out? How do people know that?
One,
because you know it.
Yeah.
But somebody that doesn't know, how do they know that? But this is after they have the solar panel.
Oh, after?
This is these. Yeah. Are you talking about after they have their solar panel? They have to
Unfortunately,
you have to make sure that they're with the one string that you speak.
Yeah, because I go in there, bro. I'm not gonna.
How do they avoid that?
How do they avoid that?
By not being third string, fourth string
with the series company. Because
what do they need to know? Forget the what knowledge do I need to know that you're not giving me?
The system is overproducing for sure. Right off the bat, it has to. Okay, and 2, they have to be taught it. Not everybody is up to date with.
So how do I know what company does? Where do I find that information?
Oh, dude, just kind of go into the website. I think it's my Texas Buyback.
My Texas Buyback, and that tells you what companies do it.
Let me see which one it is, because I mean, you can just go into Google. And it's gonna give you something right here.
Because I mean, one thing is knowing, and
you
educated, but
you could always go to Power to Choose, but that's
Power to Choose.
That's like for the solar. I mean, for the any electricity.
Because people, I mean, I'm glad you're sharing this information because people need to know. I mean, 90% of the stuff you're telling me right now is I had no idea. Yeah.
Yes.
The only thing I was concerned about when I bought the solar panels was, am I going to pay less monthly to the finance company? And that's including my servicing from Magic Valley. Yeah. Was that less than what I'm currently on average paying Magic Valley?
The only way for
and
me
the
to
answer
find
was
out,
no. The answer is yes. I ended up paying less. So I said, well, mathematically, it makes sense. I plan on being in this house for another 20, 25 years.
Of course.
Or forever if I can.
You wanted to put panels if you didn't know. So you know what's crazy is just go to electricityplans.com.
Okay? Electricityplans.com.
Yeah, and then or you could type in just Texas solar buyback programs. And then just go to where it says electricity plans right here. So I typed in right here, Texas buyback programs, and just keep scrolling.
Texas buyback programs. And then that's it. And then let's make sure it's here. Texas buyback programs.
Yes.
And they're looking at it on my banner. There it is. So they can see it.
Yes. So
Texas buyback program.
So then you go.
That's on Google.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So that's did you put .com? You're not supposed
to. No, I didn't put .com.
Okay, good. So then you keep scrolling until you see electricity plans, and then right there it's going to tell you compare Texas solar buyback plans. You click that.
What's that website?
Electricity plans. Well, it's not the.
Okay.
This is how we kind of get your USID number also.
Okay.
But you scroll down, and then right there you're going to have a chart.
Electricity
Center
plans.
Point, right? You want to get you.
There's a chart there.
You as a South Texas person are with AEP Central Texas. So you keep going, right? And majority of the time, it's going to show you right here. Hold on, let me see. Center Point. Let me see right here.
Solar panels is a big thing. We got the biggest thing is solar panels. People can take advantage of you, or they're selling you not as solar panels are not as high quality. So we got to make sure we know the best quality. And right now it sounds like it's microinverters. The interest rate's a little bit high. I mean, I was telling people
for everybody right now.
Yeah, for everybody. That's across that's industry. That's cars, homes. It's inflation across the United States. It's ridiculous. But when it comes to solar panels, my biggest thing was mathematics. To me, it just made sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here 20 years. I'm paying less. I'm saving $60, $70 a month. It just, to me,
There's
you
so
have
much.
to. You should.
There's so much
You
here.
should.
Just make sure you find
Yeah.
something that represents AEP Central Texas.
Yeah.
That's all you guys got to look for. And then from there, it's going to tell you whether it's at market value,
Yeah.
right? It's going to tell you if there's any switching bait.
What kind of challenges do you face? For example, right now, and the other coach that he purchased them, and some other people, don't go with Celsius. Don't go with Meraki because this, and this. Or they told me that I was gonna get a Nest. I don't have the Nest. Or they told me I was gonna get this. Or what kind of challenges have you faced that customers are not satisfied with you, and how do you fix that? Or do you ever run into things like that?
So yeah, in the beginning, I wouldn't tell them that this is construction, especially when it comes to the point where you and I need to be on the same page. If anything was to happen, don't think right away just because you hear bad stuff that I had bad or ill intentions.
What do you mean this is construction?
Say I tell you that the install crew is going to stop by at 8 a.m. on a Monday.
Okay.
But they have a flat tire. Now, I don't know, and I'm trying to get a hold of them. And you're over here like, you lied to me. Now you're freaking out on me. And they show up at 12 because they had a flat tire. And hey, whoa. So me, it's like, I'm already going to have a
But that's not that bad.
Yeah, so then
that's not that bad. They're still going to come install.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of the other things is that I guess you could say from my end is I now have to close my own deals. I used to let other people close my own deals because I was barely a setter. I was an appointment setter.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a closer.
Right. You've been learning. You've been climbing up the ladder.
I won a few awards already. I'll show you some pictures later.
Awesome.
I got in a couple promotions, a couple raises and stuff. And now I have like about 8 people under me right now.
Nice.
So, and I trained 3 new ones today. So that's
great.
Cool.
Great. It's growing.
Yeah. So
people are still buying solar.
So
people are still buying.
You know, some of the closers, unfortunately, they're cowards. They're doing what the bad companies have done to you. When was the last time you spoke to your main guy?
Never.
Right.
I mean, for maybe the first 2, 3, 4 months, 2, 3 months, because hey, where's this? You promised me this. After that, you know.
So because I knocked. And because I'm the appointment setter, even though I didn't know what they gave him. Right? And now I could go back, but it hasn't even been a year yet for some of them, right? Because I've only been closing deals for about since January. Since November, December on my own.
Right.
So some of these guys don't care. That's the bad apple, right? In every industry and stuff like that. But all I'm going to do is not work with those guys anymore. Because me personally.
What guys are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about some guys in my office. Don't worry, they're not with us anymore. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of them.
So, okay,
fired,
those guys. So what makes them bad apples? Like, what are they doing that's wrong?
They were making promises that they couldn't keep.
Oh, I see.
Like how you're not gonna have a light bill. Don't worry, and this is free. All right,
right.
And you know, I'm gonna always answer your phone.
So just be straight and see. My thing is, why can't you just share the information?
Of course.
And let me make the decision.
Of course.
As most informed as possible.
Of course. And this is the thing. I tell everybody, I'm going in there to literally just give you information. I want you to be able to defend yourself. By the time I'm done with you, you're going to need a cap of Nevo because it's not just about you. You don't want to go through with it. That's fine. But if you're at a family gathering, at a barbecue, Thanksgiving, and you overhear somebody talking solar, that they're going to get solar.
Let me tell you.
Hey, pues, what kind of equipment are they giving you? What was your yearly kilowatt hour consumption?
Yeah.
How much panels are they going to give you 120% offset? Are they offering you foam? What kind of foam are they giving you? Are they giving you that yellow ugly Mexican foam that you got to leave for 4 hours because of the smell, and now you're breathing it in and now it's a health hazard? Or are they giving you quality foam insulation, American made, IDI certified, Carlisle foam insulation?
So now even the foam is different.
Oh, for sure.
There's high quality foam,
and it's not
low quality foam.
Yeah, this is Carlisle. You guys can Google this.
Is that the best foam in the industry?
That's the best one right now. Yeah, it's one of the best ones, if not the best one.
Man, I've been trying to get foam in my house for 3 years and I never did it.
And the cool thing about this one is that it's
because I'll tell you why. I'm scared about the whole smelling, and
Not
I
this
saw
one.
a show about cancer
this
things,
one.
and then I was like, man, I don't even know if I want foam in my house.
The
But
yellow
this,
Mexican one, yeah,
yeah.
that was ugly. That one. It's and what sucks is that they don't even remove the Pink Panther fiberglass on the rafters. They don't vacuum the blown.
And you're supposed to.
Yes, because at the same time now you're
The
gonna
way the
cause moisture,
something that the
and it's
moisture,
gonna turn
yeah.
into mold. They gotta look at the tonnage of the AC unit. That's
Yeah.
gonna determine whether you're gonna get 4 to 5 to 6 inch spray foam on the rafters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They gotta remove that.
See, I didn't know
stuff.
that. I'm glad you came in.
Yeah. And now imagine you're breathing in that yellow ugly stuff because you wanted to pay $1.50 a square.
How much is that one?
This one right now, I mean, it ranges. It keeps changing, right?
Oh, that's the worst answer people want to
No.
hear.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's a little over
Like to
twice
me, I'm
as
like,
much.
man, I'm 42 years old, man. I just tell me the number, man.
Yeah. Well, right now it costs for us. It's like at 4 cents. I mean, $4 a
Okay.
foot, not $1.50.
So that's what
But
I'm
you
gonna
see,
pay.
$1.50 is what they would do just to spray without removal. The yellow stuff.
No, you have to. People need to know. You got to
And they don't
remove
even
that.
tell
You got to
them. They
remove
don't
it.
even tell them.
It creates moisture and mold.
By the time it does create it, it's like 10 years. It's gonna take 10 years by the time you get that stuff. But depending on the weather, man, it's just gonna. It might be sooner.
No. The smart thing to do is
It's to
remove
do
it.
The smart thing to do is to choose character over charisma.
Absolutely.
So what I tell everybody is, hey man, look, you go solar, I'm giving it to you at cost. I'm making no money by me putting it as an adder, which is a foam.
Yeah.
And I always show my customers this is how much it is according to your square footage.
Yeah.
The living space, right?
I might have to holler at you later
If it's
and to get
Don't
some
wait
of
too
that
long.
foam. I need
What
some
if
of
it
that
goes
foam.
up? What if the price goes up?
It's okay. It's okay. I don't worry about those things.
Yeah.
I just know that at the end of the day,
Quality of life is more than you worrying about a number. This is what I tell everybody. Look, if you go with me, I'm not gonna walk out with $10,000-$15,000. I'm not gonna be like the rest of the company.
man, that's
This
how
is the
much my
thing.
guy walked out with.
And he
walked
doesn't
out with a
even
good
answer your
chunk.
phone
He
anymore.
walked out with a
Imagine
good
if
chunk
I
of
sell you-
change.
Yeah. If I sell you a bad system, an undercut system, I know that you're gonna receive a light bill, but I'm over here like, hey, sign. Well, guess what? I also walked out with $10,000-$15,000, and I never get to, you're never gonna hear from me
Right.
again. But me personally, it's like, hey, you're buying me for 20,000, for 20,000. You're buying me for 20-25 years now.
Because there's still a follow-up customer service.
Of course, I want to work smarter, not harder. And what I've noticed is 4 to 6 months, a lot of my customers start recommending.
At what
me.
point is there any point where they really don't need to communicate with you maybe once a year, twice a year?
Yeah, at the end of the first, I guess you could say, first few years, when you do your taxes, just to find out where you're at. And me, I always tell my customers, look, this is gonna work.
Okay.
It should work, and it has, and it will. But at the
Oh,
same
that's
time-
another thing. My other guy, he didn't get his tax break. I got my tax break.
Well, that's why I always told
So
everybody.
someone didn't get their tax break.
So-
Why not? He said, I guess my tax person didn't know. I was like, dude, I got the $13,000 from one day to the next. I got it chunk.
It could be that,
Somebody filed incorrectly.
yes, because my thing is this: you go.
But that's not your fault.
Yeah, I tell everybody this. Now, this is what some bad companies do. This is one of the 5 misconceptions that I came up with. I'm going to do a TikTok soon about it, right? 5 misconceptions that a homeowner believes to be true after sitting down with the not so honest solar rep, right? That's what the thing. It's too long.
Right.
I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on
A
that
minute.
title.
You got to make it a minute.
So
Maybe a minute and a half.
oh, for sure. So one of the 5 misconceptions is that the tax credit is a reimbursement. They tell them that you're gonna receive this money, and it's your money. You get to keep that money. It's a tax credit. I tell everybody, hey, I'm not your tax guy. Make sure you contact your CPA or whoever files your taxes, because at the end of the year, I don't know if you're gonna
You still owe that money.
receive it right away.
That money comes in, but I still owe the 40,000.
We recommend it.
Right?
We recommend
Just put it
to
back
throw-
into- yeah.
Yes, because you want to keep it at the same monthly solar payment that we
Yeah.
offered the first time.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if you don't, it's gonna go $100 to $150 up, maybe $80, depending on how big the
Yeah.
monthly is, right? So yeah, you will receive it. Now, if what I like to tell people is if you're working at Stripes, you have phenomenal credit. You're getting paid minimum wage. So every time you file your taxes, you get something or you pay something, depending right on what it is. Maybe you do something else, but let's just say that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It took you 2 years or 3 years to receive an equal amount of, or an extension of your tax credit. If it's $10,000, you receive $3,300, and then $3,300 the second year, and then $3,300 the third year. But you received it. Just make sure you call them at the end of the year and you give that money back. Hey, bank, I got this much. Okay, cool.
Here's
Yeah. So you could stay at the same monthly.
yeah.
So what ends up happening is for him, it might be about 5 to 10 years. If it's 10,000, he's gonna get 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. That's 5 years.
Yeah.
Or it might be 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Right. So it goes based off of how much you pay at the end of the year. If you
It varies.
Yeah.
Everybody varies. It
yeah.
varies.
So also
A good
for your
example.
buddy, I mean, I tell a lot of people, do you file your own taxes, TurboTax? What do you do? Yeah, if I'm on taxes, why? I suggest you go to a professional. Just like a doctor, you want to get a second diagnosis.
And he went to someone else. He went with someone else, and he was telling me he didn't get it. I was like, "What?
So
I
you
got
only
it."
went to one person. My thing is this: you go to a doctor. What happens? You feel a pain in your head. The doctor tells you, "Well, just it's your blood pressure." Okay, cool.
Hey, wait a minute.
And then the second one, and then you keep having that the pain. You go to the second doctor. The doctor's like, "It's nothing," but you are certain that it's something. You go to the third doctor and they find a tumor. Right.
Dang.
So it's something that's. Is there people watching? Is there how many people? Not, 2 people.
They're there. Some here and there. The YouTube's gonna be the good one because
Okay.
people follow up on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah,
So you're fine.
They'll watch it when they watch it. This is interesting to me, man. It needs to. I'm glad that you allowed me to stop by. There's still way more that I would love to talk about and that I still want to talk about. I don't know if I need more water, but look,
We'll get you some water.
you need to sit down with somebody that's honest, and you need to make sure that they have your best interest when it comes to this stuff. This is 25 years, man. I to this day I'm still willing to do community service, which is what I've been doing a lot. My wife gets mad because I come home. She's like, "You didn't make any money. Like, why are you there helping people?" Well, look, at least they understand. Like, yeah, their credit is shot.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I calculated exactly what they were missing in production. I found out their yearly consumption. I found out what they really gave them. I was able to get the company to be like, okay, we're going to stop by.
Yeah.
The big brother, right? The big brother seeing the bully, pick on you, whatever. That's the metaphor that I like to use.
Well, what else do you think we're missing here? Besides, you come in, you give us the plan, how much we need, the kilowatts. My biggest thing that I'm taking away
if it's
from
a right
it,
fit for you.
the micro inverter, high quality, the insulation, the 120%. Then what? They install it. Your office has customer service.
Yeah.
You communicate with them. What else are we missing that the customer needs to know?
Okay, so I'm going to say the other 4 misconceptions.
Yeah, that's right.
So nothing is free. That's actually one of them. That was
Yeah.
actually one of them. The other one is that you will have electricity if the lights were to go out. You will not if you don't have a generator or a battery. Now, me personally, I will not recommend the battery. It's a luxury. It's too expensive, and the technology is not where it needs to be. But a lot of people, especially down here,
I didn't get the battery.
yeah, because it says Tesla on it or LG, they're buying the name. But if the lights, let's say they had AP, right? The lights were to go out like how it happened in February 2021.
Yeah.
For 6 to 8 days, that battery, but because it says Tesla, it'll power your whole house for about 2.5 days, almost 3 days.
Is that how much it lasts?
Yeah, but this is the thing.
It's not bad. In case of an emergency.
If the lights go out for 6 to 8 days, is it really worth it? Because the battery is only going to last 2 to 3 days.
How long did that? Some people needed those 2 to 3 days during that freeze.
But what if the freeze for some that were like 5 to like 8 days, bro?
There were some people, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Me, it was about 5 days without electricity.
Really?
Yeah, but at the time,
man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, dude, and it's you don't know what might happen. You don't know what the outcome might be. You're gonna be like, "What? The battery?"
So either way, facts are forget scenarios. Facts are the battery lasts 2 to 3 days.
Yeah,
and they make after that.
Yeah.
They make the informed decision. Do you want it or not?
No. What do you mean?
Or they can purchase it.
It's included in the.
What's included?
The battery. For some people, that.
So when I go with you, I have to buy the battery.
No. Hell no, I'm not gonna offer it to you. I won't let you get it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If they want,
I can get it from you.
Oh yeah,
but I don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
I won't offer it.
Right, and
because
then
that's what.
So that's one thing they need to know.
That's what separates me from the back company.
So that's one thing, a misconception. Yeah. You don't need to buy the battery, and if you do, it lasts you 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? If you can just grab that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. There you go. Get yourself some water.
Okay, thank you. So what I like to recommend is a generator. And We do used to offer the Generac generators, but they're on back order, and we don't have like an agreement with specifically a Generac store, right? So if you are going to receive it, you're going to receive it between 9 to 12 months. It's going to be a year. It doesn't make sense.
Makes sense.
And you're going to have to find somebody to do your own plumbing. But with us, we have like this little generator for a fraction of the price of the actual battery.
You have that.
We have this. We do our own plumbing, and at the same time, it comes with
The connection on
transfer
the
switch.
outside. The transfer. Yeah.
So what's cool about that too is that
I think we all learned about all that generator transfer
yes.
switches.
You get to just mess with the breaker box and turn on whatever you want. Hey, now you got your fridge where your food is staying on, right? It has power. If you have an electric stove, you could cook food.
So it's good to know that you offer a generator.
And it's more convenient. Think about it like this. The battery's only going to last 3 days. If the light's still out.
Now you pop in the generator.
So the generator, se acaba el tanque. No. This is all I'm offering you. I'm not going to offer you the battery.
Right. So how does the generator work?
So this is the generator. The lights are to go out for 5 to 6 days. Which one's better? Hear me out. The tanque se acaba como in 2 days. Let's just say you remove it, you fill it up, boom, you connect it, you have electricity again. It's not your whole light's not going to be, your whole house is not going to be powered, but the main important stuff is.
Yeah.
So
when you talk about tank, what are you talking about?
So this needs a tank.
For what? What goes in the tank?
The generator.
What?
Oh, propane or natural gas.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just to be clear, so people know.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to be a little more.
It's all right.
I get excited, man. I really love this stuff. So
all right, so that's number 3, and then the third or fourth one.
So it's just more convenient to go with that.
Yeah.
Because if the battery was to die,
but the generator keeps it going.
The generator, yeah, unless you have natural gas.
How long does the generator last on one tank?
On one tank, but it's a 200-gallon tank. So it's just on how much power you use.
So it depends. It varies.
Yeah, it depends. It varies. But guess what?
Is there an approximation that you know by any chance? Or?
From what I've known is you're the one that's messing with the switch with the main
what's
breaker
getting
box,
powered on? Yeah.
Right on what's getting powered on. But yeah, I would like to say 2 to 3, at least a day and a half or 2 days.
The tank.
Yeah.
You just go refill it,
yes.
bring it back, and go keep going.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 200 gallons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you have natural gas, then.
Right. But not that many people do nowadays.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I ask, right?
Awesome, man. That's good to know.
Yeah.
What else?
The another misconception, actually, one of the misconceptions was microinverters and string inverters are better than the microinverters.
But they're not.
They're not.
Good.
Because they're cheaper. But a salesman's gonna be like, no, this
right.
and that, this and that. You don't want micros. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's another one. So that, what is that, like 4, 3?
Yeah.
3, 4.
I don't know what number we're on. And then
okay.
But that's that to me. That's like the biggest one people need.
Yeah, for sure.
The microinverter.
Yeah. It's important that you guys understand that at the end of the day, I'm trying to find out. Should I take a picture? And I was gonna. Hold on. No, man. Like this is something that you need to take really like into consideration because. Hold on, let me see it right here. Okay, 5. Here we go. String inverters, lights. I think we pretty much the instant savings. Yeah. So right here, 5 misconceptions, right?
The instant savings, that there's not instant savings.
Yeah, that there's not instant savings. That's one of the misconceptions that they think. And we kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
What? I'm paying $300 to $400 on average, but you're telling me I'm only going to pay $150? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You're going to get screwed. If it sounds too good to be true, it more than likely is.
Yeah.
So I practically went over the 5 misconceptions that people have. Make sure you go with somebody who's really out for the best interest. This does work, guys, and there's really good people out there.
Where can people reach you?
So our office is on 2704 East Griffin Parkway.
It's right across the hospital, Mission Hospital?
No.
Not that one?
It's on between Taylor and Griffin Parkway. Right on Taylor, right there in Mission.
Okay.
And Griffin. So 2704 East.
2704 East.
Griffin Parkway.
Let me put it on here on my banner here.
Yeah.
2704 East. Oops. East. I'm my own producer. Griffin.
That's cool. Parkway. Suite G.
Suite G.
Yes.
All right, let's put that bad boy up there. There it is. 2704
Mission,
East Griffin Parkway, Suite G, Mission, Texas.
Yeah.
Put on your Google Maps, MapQuest, whatever you want. Reach out to Lupito Ontiveros.
Ya está. Hey man, I would love to come back some other time and hear you talk about some other stuff instead of me talking this whole
No. Hey, that's what Mendezville is all about. Is informing people. I talk mostly to. It's a sports, collegiate coaches, current coaches, former collegiate athletes.
Oh crap.
And then I did some local political stuff when the commissioner is going on, some school board stuff. And anytime I have a chance to inform people on things that I'm going through.
I'm just glad that you still believe in solar because
I absolutely do. It's just that right now I have low quality string inverter panels. I have an inverter that
I haven't walked the job yet.
Oh yeah, so maybe one of these days. Yeah.
I need to look at the contract. I need to look at the kilowatt system.
Yeah.
There's been a time where I was in Laredo. No man, and we finally found the contract, and it says 32 panels. And when we climbed up there was only 22 panels. You remember the homeowner was missing 10.
Can you sue for that or what?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I even told him I'll testify, dude. Like I don't care. I want to go on Channel 5 sometimes because I keep at least every other.
How often do you run into situations like that? Maybe I should count my panels now.
Dude, it's wait, no, okay. So that situation that's only happened once.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but my thing is this: like, make sure you go with an honest company, dude. Make sure that they're BBB certified, right? I mean, Better Business Bureau, right? And at the same time, I mean, go check the reviews out. Now, make sure that they give you the college course, guys. That's all I ask for. And I'm glad that you understand because here, and you're different. You're not being part of the problem. The mentality here is that because it didn't work for me, it should never have existed. If you're gonna get it, you're gonna have a bad experience.
No.
You're gonna have a bad experience. And
you have to think objectively and understand what happened. That's all.
That's why I go into a home when I try to fix a system. My goal is not. I don't go in there with the mentality of trying to sell anybody anything. I go in there with them trying to understand what happened and how it would have worked.
How it worked and all these. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And that's what part of the show is. Thank you, Mr. Ontiveros. Thank you for coming in.
Appreciate
I really appreciate it. Mendezville. Hopefully you enjoyed what Mr. Lupito Ontiveros had to share. You can reach him there at 27.
1 second.
Tell me. Go ahead.
Did you start recording already?
No. We have not ended the broadcast. Go ahead.
I want to get you some merchandise.
Thank you. Right here, Ida. That's what's up.
I get you a shirt.
Got my shirt right here.
Nevo.
Shirt for Nevo.
Yeah, man.
And let's see what we can do. And he's gonna help me.
Yeah.
Help my issue that I've had with this other company. All right. Thank you. Hey, Mendezville. Peace out. Have a good night.